Hey guys, it is the next morning after working in my shop last night, which was a blast. I appreciate everyone who jumped on and joined and hung out with me. I have a fan. This is the kiln here. I'm actually going to be unloading it today. And as you can see, I have a fan running, which is kind of nice because it's keeping the kiln less hot. But if it's too noisy, let me know, and maybe I can do something about that. I'm not sure. Maybe move the phone. Really would not like to turn the fan off because it's hot already as it is. So let's see if I can arrange this somehow in a way that will work. Probably not. No, I guess not. Let's try this. It's not pretty either. Try to hang you guys up here. It's probably gonna fall, but boy, I'm really not good at this, am I? I'm trying to find a good spot to put my phone. Although if this is buffering, let me know, because otherwise it's not really gonna connect. I can put the phone here until I get this far down in the wood stack, and then I'm gonna have to move it. Sitting on my wood. Alright. So I'm gonna go ahead and unload. And as I pull each piece out, I can show it to you. It's not really going to be easy to see, but what I'm doing as I'm pulling out, yes, I'm pulling out, I'm looking at each piece to see what kind of wood movement acts, and I'm looking to see if there's any signs of bugs. Because even though this kiln doesn't get up above 150 degrees, so far, any of the wood that I've pulled out of here seems to be free of. So I have my pickup truck over here. I don't know if anyone's watching yet. My pickup truck's just right over here on the other side of the door to the kiln. And I just drove it over here. It was a lot easier than using the skid steer and the forks because you can only take so much with that. With the bed of the truck, I can probably put half of this kiln in there. It's a 3/4 ton, so it'll probably hold a good portion of this. So this piece is pretty twisty. Whoa! How's it going? Alright, that's obviously not going to work. Try that. Am I upside down? Oh, that's way better. Well, I had to unplug you. Put you over here, but it's definitely a better spot to be sitting. If the battery gets low, I'll just go grab an extension cord, no big deal. So, there it is. So the kiln, I've gotten temperatures up. This load I've gotten up above 130 degrees. It's actually held above that for like a solid day, which I know by rule that's not really hot enough to hang on just a sec. It sounds like there's a truck here or something. was definitely right. There is a truck here. They're coming to pick up our dumpster. See, I don't think there's anybody in the chat yet, so I'm going to keep unloading here. Keep myself busy. Hey, Tractor Man, how's it going? Hey, say thanks to your wife. This is beautiful. I love this stuff. It's coming out pretty good out of here. I'm going to use my other phone here for keeping an eye on the chat, if make it a little easier. There we go. Turn the brightness up so I can actually see it. This hurts to look at. That's better. So how are you doing today, sir? It's going to be a nice day here. It's going to be, well, it is already in the 70s. Sunny. Dry. No rain. You can see some of this stuff twists, splits, and cracks when it dries. Even though it had been air drying for a year, it's still get some pretty good splits. But that's where, I mean, there's a lot of crazy grain in this piece of wood, but it's still going to be nice. The end of it's pretty straight. There's some spalting. It's a piece of beech, so it's still going to be a nice piece of wood. Mike. Here, hold my wood. Some of this stuff that I put in here is pretty thin, but it's been air drying for a year before I put it in here. I put this stuff in here almost a month ago, I think. I'd have to look back, but pretty sure it's been here almost a month, which is plenty of time for it to dry. But I gave it some extra time and cranked the heat up a bit to hopefully try to kill as many bugs as I can. I know the rule is over 150 degrees, but hopefully 130 degrees was enough. So far it looks pretty good. Usually I can see the bugs on the wood, and there's no signs of this. This came out nice. I could use some coffee myself. Might have to run out and run over to the house and grab some, I guess. It's kind of hot, so I'm gonna have to do iced coffee, I think. I mean, it's hot where I'm standing. Holding my hot wood. But yeah, this piece came out really nice. The top of the stack tends to get a little more twisted because there's not as much weight on it. But as it goes down, since there's weight on the top, the wood tends to get a lot straighter. This piece looks like it came out real nice. Good decent piece of red oak. It's probably a 1x6, about 6.5 feet tall. Summers are busy. I kind of like this time of year because it's not as hot. I mean, we're supposed to still get some pretty hot weather, but at least it's not going to be in the 90s. But it'll be in the 80s, 75, 80 degrees this weekend. Next week it'll be in the upper 80s, I think, but still not bad. Yeah, it sure sounds like somebody's here. least I can see them from here. But yeah, another nice piece of wood. It's fairly straight. It's got a little curve at the end, but that's because it wasn't sitting on one of the stickers, so I think it sagged down. Yes, I said sag. So yeah, that piece of wood bowed a little bit. That's no biggie. I actually overloaded this kiln. There's more in here than it should have. So it probably would have got hotter. But I wanted to try to get as much in here as I could, so yeah, and I see a lot of like dead bugs, so that's a good sign. But this one's pretty straight. There's a little bit of a cup in it. It's a little bow at the end where there's a knot, but this is not too bad. Piece of maple. Standing in a kiln, yeah. I'm kind of like, it's like being in a greenhouse. Got so hot in here, there's like dead bugs stuck to the walls. The dead fly looks like he was trying to get out and didn't make it. Hey, Northwest Sawyer, how you doing? Greeting from the Oregon Dunes. Oh yeah, that's right. A lot earlier there. Keep forgetting. So top of the morning to you. It's almost noontime here. Yeah, I agree. He's got a great channel. Yeah, he's right over on your side of the world. Side of the piece of red oak, nice and straight. I think it makes a big difference when it sits and air dries for a year before I put it in here. But this came out real good. This should clean up nice. Supposed to be getting some more logs in a couple of weeks. I only got about, I think, 4 or 5 logs left, the load that I just got. I'm probably going to turn a lot of the red oak logs I have into firewood since I have so much of it. Because half of this load here is red oak. And I already had a whole load of red oak already down in the shipping container, all dry. And I still have more that's already milled. I might mill a few more still, I'm sure. I'm not going to turn it all into firewood, but I just have a lot of it. So I decided to buy some logs because a local tree service contacted me and asked if I would be interested. And so I asked them what sort of stuff they had. And they've brought me ambrosia maple, cherry. In a couple weeks they're going to be bringing locust, more cherry, more maple, white oak, and hopefully some eastern red cedar as well. So I'm going to get some nicer stuff coming in, and it's good to have a good variety. So this piece is a little bit bowed, but otherwise not bad. Nice piece of, looks like maple. Yeah, I'm pretty far from you too, tractor man. Missouri. Missouri's not far from Alabama, right? That's where my company is actually based out of. I'll probably be going, I'm hoping to go down there early December to Birmingham to, I think it's called City Hardwoods. It's a hardwood dealer. I don't know if you follow Sean Stone and Jay Bates and those guys, but they're going to be at City Hardwoods doing a meetup. They told me that it's going to be on December 8th, so I'm hoping I can try to work it out so I have to go down for work. Right, Kyle? Kyle's coming over to say hi. We're on Stacking Live, bro. Another nice piece of probably can't see. I don't know if you can see with the sun, but this piece of red oak, there's some really nice medullary rays going through it. And it is pretty straight and not cracked or twisted too bad. The thickness is kind of uneven, but a planer will fix that. What's wrong, Kyle? What happened? On purpose?
Yes.
You want to help me unload, bro? No, man. What, work? No. Oh, the pain, the agony. It's got a pretty good cup in it, but if it were ripped down the middle and plain, this would be a decent piece of wood. I don't know. What do we got next? Another beach slab. This piece looks like it's actually pretty good. It's cupped just a tiny bit, and this actually has the pith in it. I'm surprised this one's not cupped worse than it is. Beach sure is heavy when it's dry. Oh, Tractorman, that sounds cool. Is that in Birmingham or? Love motorcycles. Unfortunately, I had to sell mine a few years ago, but not quite ready to get another one. Wow, this one is a lot thinner in the middle than on the end. I think this was back when I didn't realize that the bunks on my mill weren't quite right. came out real nice. Piece of beech. It's got a tiny, tiny little cup in it. Should plane out no problem. So, I don't know if any of you were in the beginner woodworking group on Facebook. This has got pretty good bone to it. I'll have to cut this down in smaller pieces to be able to use it. Salted beech, but it's still pretty nice. Make some smaller stuff. Just outside of Birmingham has a Porsche racing school. Oh, that is sweet. Oh, I'd love to see that. You drain the water out of your wood, Grizz? Whoa. That one's pretty tough. It's got a big crack split right down the middle of it. Woo. That one had some stress in it. It's heavy too. This is another piece of beech, but it's got, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, there's a pretty good split right down the middle of it. You can see the cup in it, and that split. You know, one thing with oak is it's heavy when it's green, just like beech. But when oak dries, it seems like it gets a lot lighter. Beech doesn't seem to get a whole lot lighter, which leads me to believe that it's probably somewhat dry, even when it's going in here, because the weight doesn't change a whole lot. It stays heavy. I'd say these stickers are dry. It's the same ones I use every time I load the kiln up. Slab of pine. Oh yeah, the sap's set there nice. Crispy. This is definitely dry. I'm sure the heat got into this really good. It's nice and blued on the sides. You can't see that at all, I'm sure. You can see it's got some bluing to it from the fungus in the wood. Looks wicked cool. Live edge. This will make a nice little maybe bench or table, small coffee table or something. Tractor man, gonna cut you short enough in the middle of a project. See you, Grizz. See you, Northwest. See you, Mike. Hey, see you, Tractor man. Have a great day. I know your day's just getting started down there. Late morning, but almost 11 now. I like to pull the bark off when I can. Where the bugs are usually under that. Nice. Yes, sir. You want to help me?
The sewage truck's down at the end of the driveway.
Wait, what?
There's some type of truck that takes the poop that
It's in our driveway?
No, it's up at Carl's old house.
Oh, they're probably pumping his septic system.
Yeah, when I went
I was
down
gonna
there,
say they shouldn't be here because I have to call them to do that.
when I went
We
down,
could have a new system, so then we're not going to be due to do that probably till next year.
when I went down,
Get it?
when I went to Katama the first time, it smelled really, really bad.
Oh, well, it's gonna.
It smelled
But
like
stuff
poop.
ain't gonna smell like roses
I told
unless you
Kyle-
eat a lot of roses.
I told Kyle and Emma that, and then they kept going down there. It's like, oh, you're
So this
fine.
is a nice piece of beech. Got some nice live edge on it. Bark's coming off. So this is gonna be heavy. You can see holes from the bugs, but no bugs. Usually I see a lot of tiny little bugs crawling around.
Yeah, I'll help.
This isn't bad.
What was it in? Oh. That's who you're reading the chat.
Oh. What do you think you're gonna help? Oh. We saw your old man falling.
Why is there cigarette butts on the ground?
Don't tell him I kept it. Don't hey. Straight at
I'm pretty sure Mom already.
I think she knows, but
I'm pretty sure the little kids.
I don't know if how much of his family knows. So nice piece of red oak, nice and straight. This definitely was air drying for a while. It was actually mostly dry when I put it in here, so it's nice and straight. Good for some project. Hey, why don't you guys get me a diet soda? Thanks, buddy. So I got some cut-offs from the ends of some of the ambrosia maple logs. I was thinking about maybe making like turning blanks out of them. The last batch I cut into firewood, which is still pretty useful to me. Another nice piece of beech, little bow in it, a little bit of a cup in it, only about 1.5 inches. So, there's so much stuff, dirt stuff in my truck. There's like grass growing back there. That's awesome. Alright, another piece of beech. Some wicked checking in the ends. Even though this piece of wood had anchor seal on the ends and a flitch saver put right in the end, didn't matter. Split like crazy. About a foot into it. And the other end, almost another foot into the other end. Otherwise, it's got a little bit of a bow, but it should still be usable. This row is almost done. This piece of red oak, probably 1x8 or 1 1/4 maybe. Really nice. No knots. Very clear. Very straight. No bow in it. No checking. This is a just about perfect piece of red oak. I'm gonna run out of a place to put these stickers. See? old-fashioned store-bought 2x4. That wasn't dry, it's dry now.
Probably using it.
Beautiful piece of red oak here. I was mentioning before, so I don't know if anyone's in the beginner woodworking group on Facebook that we have, but one of the members, Stephen Lawrence, I think is his name, he posted a picture of like a wooden sofa with cushions on it, basically. And so I'm actually thinking about making something like that, and I think a lot of this oak and beech will be nice. I wonder if I can make a live edge sofa. That might be pushing it.
Maybe take the couch downstairs.
Nice pine slab. Nice and dry. Alright, coming up we have a really big piece of red oak. Over a foot, maybe 14 inches on one end, about a foot or so on the other end. It's like about 1.5 inches or so thick. Live edge. Straight, flat. Dry. Signs there were bugs, but I don't see any now. Hey, you're right. Can you grab me a flathead screwdriver? There's one on the table over in front of the house. Please. Looks like it'll peel from this side. Crispy. Big bug rolls down that end. No bugs. They were in there, but they're not now. Ah, you bastard. This piece does have bugs in it still. Dang. That's a lot of bugs too. Shoot. Hey, Chris.
Did you know you have one of these outside?
Yeah. Just put it on that sack. That works. Unfortunately, this piece has some bugs in it. I'll put this over the top of the truck. Might just spray it before I put it in the shipping container. Definitely didn't get hot enough to kill all the bugs. Kids are in school. This week is their first week of school. And the first week of school every year, for whatever reason, they probably going to have trouble with the wood that has sapwood in it. It seems like square stalk like this, I suppose the bugs could still be in it. I might have to cook a lot of this wood. They have Monday and Friday off the first week of school every year. I don't know why they do that. Kind of works out good for them. It kind of helps them ease into the school year because they get a 3-day school week, and then because of Labor Day the following week they get a 4-day school week, and then they start 5-day school week. So they kind of ease into it. I'm really bummed to see those bugs in there. Hate that. This piece of red oak. Very straight, no cupping, cracking, about an inch thick. The funny thing is there's actually a lot of dead bugs in here. Oh, maybe it was just that one piece. Alright. That row's done. Let me have that.
Why? I didn't hit him. Did they?
Stay over here.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. I'm not, because I don't want to get in trouble.
Okay, it's over now. Stop whining. You're getting closer to him. That's a bad idea. Walk away. That's because you keep going towards him. That's it.
We're going to put this in the garbage then.
Hey Chris, have a good day. Hope everything goes well with the doctor.
We're going to go put this in the garbage then. Be right back.
That'd be fantastic. Thanks, dude.
Who's this guy?
Mom.
What if it wasn't?
Probably wasn't. No, I don't blame you. Oh, I forgot I stuck this in here. Big piece of cherry. Well, not big piece, but that's definitely not dry. It's about 4 inches thick. So what I usually do is I check the wood where it was sitting on the stickers, because it seems that hey Chris, chat with you when you're not driving.
Papa.
It seems that the bugs will hang out in between two pieces of wood on a stack too, so I'll look at the wood where it was sitting on the stickers to see if there's any signs of bugs. And usually if there's not, it's more than likely there's no bugs in the piece of wood. This one looks good. It's fairly flat. A little bit of checking. It's got some crotch green and the bark inclusion down this end, which is really nice. This will be a really nice piece.
Actually, no. You're already dead. No. No. I still am off. No, I got to go. Parachute!
Any luck? Maybe it was just that one piece. If I was gonna see bugs, I would think I would see it in this. It's all the bark that's got on it. Nope, I don't see any here. And the bark's stuck to this piece pretty good.
Hot and right on Royale. I saw you take on. I want play. Me and you can fight together.
You gotta get out the door and get some chicken feed, then put a log on the mill. One more cup of coffee. Mike, do you have a big screen out there, or are you running some chat reading program? No, I have my other cell phone over here, sitting on the piece of wood here. I have two cell phones because one of them is for work and one of them is my personal phone. If there were going to be bugs, they would be right here, and I don't see any. That one piece of wood was the first time I've seen bugs on a piece of wood coming out of this kiln, so I'm going to assume it was a one-off thing. And anybody who buys this stuff, I can't guarantee them since I haven't treated them right, but... Oh, yep. Yeah, I got my phone right down here. And then my other phone is doing the video. Sorry for throwing my wood at you. Wasn't paying attention. Oh, look at that. There's larva, and it was dead. I like it. That thing was toast. It's still a little squishy, so it's not. Oh, look at there's another one. Dead. So there were bugs in this wood. It appears the kiln killed them. Like I said, I know the general rule is typically 150 degrees, so can't really guarantee, but I can check for signs and do my best. There were a lot of bugs at this end. There's still a whole bunch of larvae in the wood down here. And a couple of live ones still in here. So that's not good. Come up with a solution for this. I might have to build myself a proper kiln at some point. Is that an inner tube you have around your waist, under your shirt? No. I wish I could say it was, but not so much. You like this view, right? Oh, another piece of wood with freaking bugs in it. There aren't any bugs I can see, but there's definitely larvae. Disgusting. Hate this. All right. I'll put this on the pile to treat. Yo, Grizz, I'm gonna have to go out for a run now today. No, not a beer rug. Well, maybe one of them too, I don't know. Well, that's probably what's helping me with the inflatables in my shirt. This has got a little bark on it. That's what I want to check. At the very least, if I could just remove most of the bark, it's probably help a lot, I would imagine. The reason there are these pieces of wood